Getting around RoCity can be difficult, but don't worry, this tutorial is for you. Today we will be learning how to navigate to the RoCity Rapid Transit System. So, as always, if you are a normal player, you might know that our transit system is provided by JT and OC transports. Now, to get to anywhere, you most likely would spawn by the news center, right in the middle of the city. The elevated line is via an elevated track which goes to the other side of the city and Waterland. But there are also many other transit areas. Credit to Jeffrey for making all of the square trains, and you can give credit to me for all the trapezoid ones. There are many different types of trains, and you can all see them in the JT Transit Museum. First, we are going to start with the ground line. For any station, they're all free fare. You can just hop on and get into one of the train cars. You can easily get into the driver's seat and start up the train. Your vehicle seat camera might glitch out because of the new update. Also, something in your RoCity Rapid Transit is that you can spawn vehicles to get around more quickly. There are many vehicles like the news van, the JT Vista van, and the default train. Now let's go all the way back to the train. Now, when you're driving, you might have some issues with turning. It's because, well, something happened with Roblox physics. Now, let's go back to the train station. You can always transfer lines. Like, for an example, here's a great transfer station to go to the elevated line. We'll be talking about that in a moment. This is also a transfer station. Now, we have actually in our nice city, the RoCity Cafe for all your cafe needs. Now, walk normally to the elevated line stations, which will have my trains. Now, there are two main elevated lines. One's a direct service to Waterworld, and the other one goes all around the city. Highly recommended. Also, we do have some issues with the train shaking a lot, but that will be fixed soon. So, you can easily board the train. And another thing about our new trapezoid train models is that you can have priority seating for all your elders. There are also the BMT style seats, so you can look out the window more easily if you want to. For the main elevated line, you will have 4 stations going across the entire cross part of the city for more accurate stops. Now, soon you will be heading towards a curve, which will show you more parts of the city. Currently, the elevated line is looping around the city, and it loops away, and that is why the inner loop line is morely concerned of the intercity line, mainly because the elevated line is more out-of-town suburb friendly. There are many stations. Again, for the elevated line, they're also fare-free. Now, you can easily take the elevated line to what will actually be many places where people actually live, like the suburbs. Right here is a very good example of that. Anyways, once your train reaches the final destination, you are required to disembark. What in the world just happened there? You might be asking. I have no idea. Again, you can also see your destinations by signs next to your train, or by checking the destination sign. As you can see here, this is a 65 city circular to 91 Bayview, Waterlands. And you can also check your destination by the little icon. RoCity Transit is here to protect you with barrier lines made so that people can indicate when they might fall off the track or not. We also have many guardrails to prevent people from falling off of the track. For this route, it is actually a loop. We are going to see how this goes into effect. You can easily board the trains from the island stations using walkways like these. Now you can just board the train. Since this is a loop line, no reversing is required. Again, you can easily start up the train and go to many areas, like inside of the city and Waterworld. We are going to show you a first-person perspective. Again, note disclaimer, there are no destination signs on Square default trains. These destination signs are only included on the Daria trapezoid train lines, which will be found on elevated routes. But we are developing to put more destination signs on more of our trains. Again, here you can see that this line gives you access to many places like Waterworld and the local areas. But there are also many more stuff too, like safety. In case if your train does this, you are basically done for. So don't even try escaping. Anyways, without further ado, let's go all the way to the city. Our transit in the city is very, very nice, as we are implementing new bus routes. As you have learned in this video, you now know how to navigate and find stuff in the RoCity Transit Corporation area thing. There are many tourist attractions, like the RoCity JT Transit Museum, one of our nice sky-rise buildings, Mount Short, whatever this thing is, and the RoCity Cafe. But there is also another train line that you can connect to the loop line. This is found on track 3. This train can go all the way to one of our buffer stations. This is an artificial island made to comfort your original arrivings and passings from RoCity. You can easily see the Welcome to RoCity sign and reception for any new tourists. You also get a nice Jeff Mart to buy any goodies that you would like on your journey through our amazing city. So, if there is an admin in the server, please try to board one of the flying trains. It is much easier to get around the city, but buses will be implemented soon and flying trains will soon become obsolete. Anyways, thank you for RoCity. Yes!